In the name of God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Please be seated. For most of my adult life, I have worked in churches. Before this iteration of my existence, I was for many years a church musician, and so would be out until 1 or 2 in the morning on Christmas Eve, and then often up again to sing Christmas morning. And so my favorite time on Christmas Day is that late morning moment when you change out of the good clothes and into sweats or flannel pajamas. The tree is lit, there is food in the oven, a fire in the fireplace, and all residents of the household are gathered there. For me, Christmas has never been a big social day, as members of my family and most of my friends were and are either clergy or musicians, and so my nearest and dearest were also happily hunkered down in their homes, opening presents and barely functioning in a happily inefficient sleep haze. These moments, for me, have always marked the arrival of a kind of peace that has been mostly absent since before Thanksgiving. Now, I do realize that for a good number of you, this particular description of a Christmas morning might seem like something from out of an alien landscape, and that it bears no relationship whatsoever to mornings with young children and new toys and wrapping paper that manages to be strewn across the entire house by 8 a.m. But for working musicians, members of church staffs and clergy, late Christmas morning can deliver its own particular blessedly quiet gifts. It is what comes to mind when I think of Mary and Joseph and Jesus in that stable, the three of them huddled together with only lowing animals for company and whose steamy breath fills the straw-scented air. The baby is fussing and the parents exhausted and sleep-deprived. Christmas Day is the ultimate morning after. The shepherds have moved on to the next hill, the kings have yet to arrive, and the angels have packed up their wings and headed back up into the lofty heights. Now, it's all about the family, just the family, the Word made flesh and dwelling in the arms of his tired parents. We love Christmas Eve with all its gorgeous splendors, but there is something especially lovely about small, quiet moments such as these and their sense of shimmering holiness. During these past pandemic months, there have been several baptisms and at least one wedding here at Christ Church. And out of necessity, what would normally be large, semi-public events in the crowded sanctuary with parishioners and guests in attendance garbed in the best clothes they own, these events have been small, private family affairs. A couple made their wedding vows in the columbarium garden. Flowers, newly planted by the groom's mother, surrounded them. Their closest family members were in attendance. Birds and plucked guitars provided the music on a late summer afternoon. And rather than joyful spectacle, it was joyful, holy intimacy as two people gathered their separate lives into one. Babies have been baptized, held in the arms of their mothers or fathers while water was poured over their heads, and older brothers and sisters watched from seats on the grass and later played and splashed in the baptismal waters. These ceremonies, like this Christmas, have not been anyone's first choice, and yet, it is a reminder that the quiet, the small, the lowly circumstance like this baby in a stable or shed can reveal a beauty and holiness that is often swallowed up that too easily passes unnoticed in the hoopla of our normal extravagant celebrations. All difficult situations contain in their often unexpected gifts. The trick is in recognizing the gift and plucking it from out of the circumstance in order to gather and keep it somewhere safe, a place from which it can be brought out later and examined and held when the world and circumstance are no longer quite so challenging. In our pandemic difficulties, one gift to pluck out is this opportunity to remember or discover the quiet, intimate, and lovely that is holy. It is the Christmas morning moment. Welcome to this holy moment. Welcome, Christmas. Amen.